Why I don't need validation anymore. This video is from artist SEAK Claus Winkler. This video is an art performance as well as a piece of art itself. And I'm sweating. Yeah, super hot. And I'm preparing a cold bath. I'm sitting inside. And I'm a little tired. I don't know, this is from the food I just ate. So, why I don't need any more validation? How smart do you want the answer? Because I know the color combinations how you can steer that I want validation. That was a hunch, because I thought, well, I'm not telling you those color combinations, because yeah, I'm trying to entertain you in a different way and rolling somewhere else here, and then you can see my paintings. So now I'm feeling strange because my play toy, my large play toy is there. So obsessed. But I also have other play toys with me here. So no, it's all good. I was like that already when I was a child. Anyways, the point is why I don't need any more validation. Yeah, I was hooked on this validation thing, I guess, from getting recognized in graffiti magazines and books and being on hip-hop jams in the 90s, I would say. You need fame, you get feedback, you get recognized, all this stuff. You have this amount of guest book entrances from all around the world. Get invited here and there. People offer you projects or ideas or to be featured in books and magazines and interviews, etc. You want to optimize. Then came social media. These days I would say I reckon that on social media my artist brand, how I painted my paintings, and my name didn't really work so good as it could. The thing is, because social media and website and each platform, the name from the artist or the profile name must work in conjunction with the platform, and that is then the key factor, and the format and the screen size and the pictures and what kind of images you must paint to reach more people, and that would be like normies. So at some point you reckon that, I don't know, it's difficult to grow because you created we or my generation and the generation before, and then also the generations after us, we created generations of artists who were much more talented and who were more smart in painting popular things and which appeals to a mass taste. And so at some point you can't grow over a certain level unless you cater to become mainstream in a way. And my work lives from, or I saw my work lived from painterly quality and stuff like that. So, and that takes time, and that is, and and of course you can paint like things where this sets everybody into an awe. Plus, you have to change your name so it appeals to, it works on platform XY. So it works on MySpace different than on your blog, than on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter or WhatsApp, Snapple, TikTok, YouTube. So it's always different. So, and when you reckon this and you reckon you try it and it didn't grow. Plus, I think there were already algorithms or shadow banning of words or names which could steer maybe in the wrong direction the people, in terms of waking up. It's contra the narrative or deflects the narrative, and that you get holden down. And that happened definitely on Instagram and then on Facebook. So I reckoned at some point, it took a while to reckon that I can do what I want. I won't have any growth on those social media platforms above a certain level. And plus I had a phase where I was pissed. I didn't want to have any followers from the graffiti world, because I thought, now I get like people who were interested in my work from the outside world, normal people, which also was like a bit, I was like then. Plus, when I'm always on those platforms or social media platforms, those brand names and the effects it has on your psyche, they fuck you up. They completely brain damage you, and you're influenced by this because you're always the same pattern, and they have like their own way to to lower you, and it completely destroys everything from yourself. And when you do it, when you're doing it all by yourself, plus painting, it's also a huge waste of energy. So what helped me was that they kicked me out of Meta and of all these platforms, because I was promoting a few years ago, or like 2 or 3 years ago, something pro-white, like pro-white people, and that, tiny heads don't like that, or Zog don't like it. So, I probably could get all that back, but I don't care anymore. Plus, because it's liberating too. It's truly free. It's true freedom to being free of like social media. And it's if I would have my art in conjunction or in connection with my name, would have been a real success, like a steady growth. Then I probably would think now different. I would be like a slave whore, fame whore to the system and to the algorithms, and would, God forbid, would say anything against the narrative and be like most of those artists who were like literally system drones, because they're not mentioning anything and being neutral, say everything that you need to know, because at this point, people who are not fighting back or in the resistance, they're also having their hand on the dagger or on those 250,000 girls from from England. Just an example now. I don't want to go into examples like this. So the point is, the not having like really good or a great success on social media helped me from doesn't giving a shit about approval anymore. And that they kicked me out everywhere and banned me there, it made it even more easy, because then self-control, food. We all have our flaws and weaknesses, so that helps, it's like healthy, I'm drilling myself out of things which not doing me good. And then, perfect, It's it's also a way of being disciplined in a way, or living a disciplined life, and with being pro-white or people from European descent, you can forget it on social media anyways. But who cares? Plus, other artists doesn't buy art anyway. It's like that. And I have to contact my clients or my possible clients or collectors directly, and the art world, like galleries, aren't an option either. Our galleries are also off the table, because not when you have an opinion, and they charge 50%, and yeah, and plus with my ego or with what I achieved in my world, um, and was artist colleagues of mine I painted with achieved um, that level, or thank you, I do my own thing and then it's all good. So I'm too self-reliant. Yeah. Also too stubborn or confident. Yeah, I was always like that. Maybe in the beginning I had like, but no, yeah. So validation makes you also accountable or berechenbar, you know. He needs validation. Okay, yeah, you can paint on our jam, la di da. We're painting this wall for free, of course, and the others are also coming. And then you are like, oh, when the others are coming, I also want to come, you know. Then that makes you, yeah, cheap, and then you can be seduced because you want to, yeah, because you want to have approval, or you have a need for company. Yeah, and that, but it's so approval. What also helps is that I have here all these paintings I have to keep on painting. You know, that means um, I have something better to do. I mean, of course, it would be fun painting somewhere, but what does it brings me when I'm painting on a hip hop jam with other artists or doing a group exhibition, which lowers me? It doesn't bring me anything, and it rather takes something away from me. Yeah, and it lowers my value. So yeah, and on the other side of the balance or the decision is like I must paint here something. If I'm not painting, I can also relax and do nothing. You know, plus money, money, money. So yeah, validation. That can be used against you. So if you don't care about validation anymore from others, you're truly free. It's true independence. Of course, if I'm honest, that validation feeling sneaks in, and I experienced that maybe as more lean or something in the last months because of my pro-white, pro-European, self-preservation activities. I'm using those words. I guess there is like a validation, a group validation. I mean, I can pretend like it's not there, but it's from certain people, and from people which I physically don't know, and it's from ancestors also, as well as from folk and kin and people all around the world where I don't know them. Yeah, and from my own people. Yeah, there's validation. Yeah, and from children, from the future, you know, because they're all watching, you know. So maybe that's also chasing validation, but it's from the right people. But this has nothing. This is nothing compared to chasing validation from other artists on hip hop jams or being in magazines and stuff. I mean, it's another level, a grander level, more natural, more. Yeah, I mean, let's say, for example, with religion, we had gods thousands of years before, or the occupation religion from the desert came. If it goes that deep, even deeper, then. But it's just, what I have to say is probably that leftist, aka anti-whites, experience in the same perverted view the same thing when they're fighting against their own kind, aka people like me. They probably then have the same morally body chemical. I can paint paintings which trigger that people look for validation from others, but I can also paint paintings where they get where they chase validation from themselves. And then, but which doesn't mean that if I'm affected by these colors, or I can hide these colors also in letters, for example, and they don't even see the colors, then I'm starting to chase validation from other people, and not seeing even the color, but I just have like words which trigger that. And the more you know, the more you know. It goes deeper, 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 deeper. So in a way, so yes, there were moments in the last years where I chased validation, and that was but it's nothing to do with other artists, which it's more disappointment that these other artists aren't doing anything against what's happening right now. I mean, I saw a few things, like from the graph world, on digital, online anyways, lots of stuff, all the memes and everything. I'm sorry, so don't want to say anything. I meant, just to correct that, I meant the in real life, the analog version. Also from the graph world, I saw stuff that's so subtle, blatant, in a positive way, or clear formulated. So validation. I mean, can also validation be something negative? Because I don't have any problem with also getting negative feedback. It's also feedback. It's like the same when leftists getting into this euphoria when they also love when they get negative feedback. We can do the same, It's no problem, Validation can be also, it doesn't have to be positive or negative, Validation can be someone is moving a body part and I'm answering and also moving a body part. And because it's also like I'm pacing the other person or psychologically reacting on that and answering, and that is also validation. I mean, SEAK Claus Winkler suggests a bodily reaction of some kind, of something, or I'm influencing you with a signal and you take that signal up. That's also then in a form validation. I mean, how close or how wide you want to see that with when I don't chase validation anymore. I mean, it's also the other artists are doing such great stuff all around the world since decades. When I must have to watch Instagram, and it's a direct ego crush because it's so overwhelmingly good what everybody's doing, and when the internet started, I was one of them. Had a very important website in the graph art world, and these days, and I made like all kinds of phases where I had like lots of viewers and la-di-da and attention. So yeah, it's important to can also handle when you don't get any attention or anything. Especially when the internet game is rigged and certain accounts or certain content gets promoted and other stuff gets holden down. But this is having to have something to do with my name. Even when I would be like the most fierce, glowing, anti-white, leftist, self-cuckery, look, I castrated myself and I'm opening all the borders, blah, blah, blah. Even then they would hold it down because the name SEAK Claus Winkler, it opens up too much. It's too destructive and too tricky, shaky, shady for the matrix and for all those frequencies, because it is too much destabilization. I guess I assume, I don't know. So I don't know if there are any deeper reasons why I'm not chasing validation, or maybe I do. I mean, what am I doing here? I'm filming myself. Well, I'm doing this also for the future and for myself and for for art history. Yeah, this is freestyle, you know. I could, however, ask myself why I'm not chasing validation. The AI, what AI says about validation, what the effect is. Because you're never full, you know. You're always hungry. I mean, it's also like on TikTok, you know. You post something, and then after a certain while, they jazz up the video you're doing on like a few thousand viewers, and then the next video, and then you're in that rush, and then they lower it, and they have this like every now and then maybe, and because they can't give everybody validation or recognition or attention, and then that is like installed in their algorithm. So, and when you reckon that, know that, how they fool you. I reckon when I get validation, whoops, is the ego there, and you want more, and it's addictive, and it's can be little things, everyday life, you know, especially in a German identity or a national identity, and a provide identity, etc., and presenting or being there, and you know, a good or a healthy validation would be having starting to having lots of children, you know, lots of white children, German children. That's the ultimate. And it's like this rap song from I was listening the first time I heard it at NDS, a Neue Deutscher Standard, the rap sampler from the rap group from Middle Germany. Our victory will be the laughing of our children. Unser Sieg wird das Lachen unserer Kinder sein. And then I heard it the second time, I think Martin Sellner also mentioned it in a quote somewhere. Yeah, that would be validation, the right validation. I mean, in a way, I became lots of validation on the Art Basel a few days ago, because all the women wanted attractive women, not just attractive women, but all kinds of women, from like, I'm just talking looks now, not personality, you know, we have to separate that, maybe. I would say from 10 to 10 out of 10. In terms of attraction, they were chasing my attraction or my attention. And then when I gave it to them with a view, they were glowing from validation. So, but the fact is that they were chasing my attention, my validation, and then when they became it, it was for them, I mean, you could see how they were like, it was like someone who has no self-confidence, nothing, zero, and then it's there. I maxed it out for them. And that is like a compliment to me, how they perceive me. You just have to, or if you look at them a few seconds longer and scan them to full, like a 3D scanner or something, I smell their, was it called pheromones, or you know, the stuff, you know, and then I can smell that they are attractive and they are on. It's directly like that, just from a millisecond watching them longer and like giving them full attention and presence, my undivided attention. So that's validation in an indirect level, you know. Talking about attractive. No, I don't say any names or locations. So, yeah, I'm really, with Art Basel, stupid. That one, she had a nice head. I mean, the face, it was beautiful, attractive, but also natural. I don't know, like there's a saying in America, girl from around the corner or something, but like a healthy woman who helps in the stable on the parents' farm or something, unattractive, believable. I mean, I'm not like, oh, hey, all police, you know. I'm red pill. Don't worry. I'm not. You know. Uh, This is a saying for those women. You can open with say, Brot kann schimmeln. Was kannst du? Like bread can mold. What can you? And then, or I introduce myself as a secured right. It's just the same cringe saying in Germany. Gesichert rechtsextrem. Just like it's cringe on so many levels. I could make like a full video. It's like someone, it means like you don't have to think. Others have made the thought for you. It's like the ultimate infantilization. And then using a word, like they can't harm you. It's all, and even then, like who is like a gesichert rechtsextreme, like a secured right-wing extremist who wants to harm other white people, which is like completely stupid. Or in terms of like the centrist people, you know, plus the word itself, like rechtsextreme comes from the Bolsheviks who like killed 60 million Russians. Yeah, Bolsheviks, of course, to 85%, you know, sent from America to Russia. So, and then it's like they're using these words unironically, unironic. And then but you can introduce yourself like that. I wouldn't say that the N-A-Z-I word, because that's like the ending for Ashkenazi, which is maybe you overwhelm them in that first moment. It's something for when you talk a little bit longer. But you can also, they interpret anything, anywhere on a sexual level anyway. So, but the thing is, when I open my mouth, I don't reckon it. I mean, like, I don't get it that I often don't get it that they are attracted to me, and I'm already completely glowing, which is also charming in a way, but I really don't get it. Like, plus, I'm talking them into all kinds of depraving or completely like it's like the SEAK Claus Winkler effect. It can be interpreted like the cake is from me inside her or is from someone else, and or she should wash herself afterwards when she comes from someone else, but she also should leave something, so I mistrust her, or she can, because the word seek implies also the fresh breeze of like sea air, you know, with as fermented fish, you know. It's like the ultimate red pill acceptance of life of people in a way, if you want to say it like that. Plus, or like, please make us clean it up, it's all good, you know. Everything at the same time. Or I want to eat my own cake by myself, and or steal it from me away. It goes in all kinds of levels at the same moment, and it keeps on. And once you switch the lane of perception, there's this other interpretation, which is the same with SEAK Claus Winkler. It means like suchen, looking, seeking, to seek something, to victory in Germany, Sieg, as well as sick in terms of like sickness, or sick in terms of like, oh, it looks so good or so great, or it's so like mind-blowingly good art. Everything on the same frequency. So while you are saying and meaning it like that, on that other frequency, this other level sneaks in. So it depends on which frequency you think the conversation, or you're following the conversation or the interaction, means you're overseeing all the other frequencies too, you know? Or not? I don't know. So I thought I would talk about validation. Validation is also, which valley is it meant? The valley of the women. Validation means also Aldi. It's like this like cheap supermarket chain, discounter chain. And day is like a day, and chon is it's on, you know, validation. Or there's like this VON inside, which is like a title, a short title word for like if you come from royalty, like a baron or like a duchess or a duke or something, or a knight or something. So it gives you like this entitlement of like something special. So that's validations inside. So when you get like validation, you feel for a short second like fun also, and you are like from royalty, you know, from von Adel, how do you say in Germany? Yes. Because I'm from graffiti, you have the word GRAF inside, which means graph is like, baron is something larger, smaller, I don't know, something like that, you know, graph is like a count, yeah, count. Count SEAK Claus Winkler. Yeah, once you're on that track meter, or I'm brown royalty, you know, both my grandfathers were in the party, you know, in that forbidden party, you know, so into the dust. That brown royalty thing is from me. I came up with that a few weeks ago. Now it's also tested it in real life, and people were like laughing it. Yeah, I mean, it's about time, you know, they're like accusing us, but this was just like stupid, because the NAZI word is like the ending for Ashkenazi, which means like the people who came from the Khazars, and are those who are in the land, in the deep state, where they get like the hot burn, the sunburn in the sun, because they're not from the desert, so they're converted. Anyway, I can't talk about in any video about that, just to give basic history knowledge for Einwandvorwegnahme. Like if someone says something negative, you explain it up front so that it doesn't work anymore. You know, it's like a anti-buzzword disclaimer. Yeah. Something validating for me would be if I would lose some weight, like 30 kilos, 60 pounds. That would be validating. Yeah, I want compliments for not looking all the time like this when I'm filming myself, because I have to watch into this like fat face. I'm saying I'm half decently nice talking without like having a problem with that. You know, that's inner I don't know, mindset. So why I don't chase any more validation? Because my name didn't work in that way as I wanted it. I would like to having it on social media and in the digital world. Which created a laissez-faire, I don't give an F attitude, because it doesn't make sense anyways. And especially nowadays when they're like lowering content and stuff like that with all the possibilities, which is in a way good, because it make me like I talk my mind, and I'm being pro my own ethnicity, pro my own RACE, you know. So it all also has benefits, you know, and it makes you free. Plus, the people who buy my art are rich people anyways. Not about talking the paintings I can paint on wall, because there technically or theoretically I can paint for anybody, because it's not sellable, the work, or you know, it's painted on a residential wall. But stuff you can carry around, it's transportable, it's tradable, it's just for super wealthy people. And if super wealthy people are so beta that they care about what leftists or system thinks, yeah, then maybe I don't want them to, other people should have, other rich wealthy people should have my art. Then it's like, this is like beyond cringe. Plus, everybody else is chasing validation and being like leftist, anti-white, and you know, the good people, la-di-da, neutral, you know. Well, but this has nothing to do with validation, chasing any more validation. I don't know. The problem is when I catch myself, when I reckon myself, I'm chasing validation. I'm starting to catching myself because it's a weakness. On the other hand, maybe there's a healthy level for that, because otherwise we wouldn't. We could say also, hey, why should I wear clothes? I do everything in my. I don't know. Like if you don't chase anymore, I mean, there must be like a basic. I mean, if you're letting yourself completely go because nothing is important anymore. So, chasing validation. Maybe I should. I mean, I'm chasing validation from myself. That I'm wanting to make my paintings better or more optimal, and there's like the best version of myself. It's what they say. Try to be the best version of yourself. I'm in competition with myself. But I also want to do something for my people. For my white self-preservation, German self-preservation. So, doing it for the ancestors. Religion can help, Odin, the Norns, Thor, the old gods, Jupiter, if you will. Yeah. If it benefits us, it works, it's good. The take was why I don't chase any more validation. I think I answered that question. Okay, thank you for your attention. Thank you for your support. You know what to do.